Well, we're going to have a little change up here today. And first, I want to light the Christ candle. Oh, my goodness. This represents the inner Christ within each and every one of us. That's why we light this every Sunday, to remind us that that Christ light is within us. You can't put it out. It's within each and every one of you. So we're changing up a little bit because it's Picnic Sunday. And we want to all get out to the picnic. I know we do. There's food galore out there from what I understand. And, excuse me, but I want to start with telling you that most of you didn't even know I was gone Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week. And I was gone to our what's called Unity Regional Retreat, or not retreat, but a conference, actually. And this is a map of showing our regional unit for Unity Worldwide. And you don't hear a lot about this. I don't talk a lot about it because probably 90% of you could, whatever. Let's get to the message, right? And I get it. But there's a point here that I'm wanting to make today. I think it was 3 weeks ago, you were blessed here with an artist, Shelley Siebert. Music and message. Many of you love her. You always ask me to have her back again soon. She's a wonderful entertainer, but she's also steeped in unity, and she's a retired police officer from the Dayton area, and she's just a bright light. And she gave a knockout message. The week after that, Eddie Watkins Jr. was here. You heard that name because we sang his song this morning. But he is an entertainer, backup vocals and musician for the Temptations and many, 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 many more. You had a gifted man giving the music and the message. Martha Creek last weekend did the Journey Within. 40 people were here and attended that. I was also one of the attendees. I'm still processing from that weekend. Anybody here that attended that retreat? And out of those hands, anybody that's still processing? It's a game changer. It's a game changer. What is it? In 12-step, we say, if it works, it works if you work it, right? So then came Monday, and I took off for Illinois for the retreat, for the conference, for our regional conference. A week from tomorrow, I'll be traveling to Unity Village to attend our Anton conference, ANTN. That is the Association of New Thought Network. Okay, affiliated New Thought Network is what it's actually called. That is where all New Thought churches, ministers, leaders come together and brainstorm and share ideas. So I'm just warning you, look out. I got one more to go, and I'm coming back on fire after each one of these. But I didn't want to really focus my talk on what I learned at the Unity Regional Conference, but just upcoming. I want you to realize how alive this church is. Are you catching this? I'm just telling you, 4 weeks. Boom, 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 boom. And then we've got Carl Anthony coming October 19th. How many know Carl Anthony and his music? Yes, we love him. Then Women's Retreat at the end of October, they're going to Unity Village for Karen Drucker Women's Retreat. I'm telling you, I'm just saying what's being planted here in individuals that are attending. Ricky Byers, if you're familiar with her, she's doing a retreat at New Thought Unity in November on a Friday and Saturday. Things are happening, and they're happening for a reason, because our world needs it. We need this. And I can't go a whole week without infilling myself with something, because the world out there is bombarding me with things that I am not going to hold my consciousness on. I'm not denying it. I want to be clear. I'm not about doing metaphysical malpractice and pretending that's nothing's going on and it's all good. It's not all good. Okay? But I'm not going to make this disturb my peace. And that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about. But I want to touch a little bit, just a little bit on this conference that I just came from, the regional conference. We had a kick butt speaker. Anybody remember Perrin Emmanuel, who used to attend here and moved to Detroit, and he now belongs to the Unity Church of Farmington Hills. That minister was there at our conference. And she talked about DEIB. Who knows DEI? What does DEI stand for? Diversity, equity, inclusion. Why did she add a B? Because she said you can have diversity, equity, and inclusion, but if you don't have belonging, you got nothing. That took a good minute of listening to her to understand what she was talking about. But it's the truth. We have in this church, in Unity, we have diversity, we have equity, equanimity, and we have inclusion in our Unity churches worldwide. But not all of them have belonging, a sense of belonging. And I was proud to think to myself, we do. We do, because we keep creating events and we have fellowship downstairs that has grown immensely, where people start to connect and start to feel like they belong, not that they're a stranger in this place with a bunch of wackadoos. Right? It's okay. When I first stepped in here, my whole family thought I was off the rockers, right? And I get that. I get that, because it doesn't seem like there could be a place that really does accept all paths to God. And there is here. There is. And I'm so proud to be the minister of this place, because you keep teaching me as you show me through your example of DEIB. I'm liking this B thing, right? Unity. I want to say shout out to Unity Worldwide. Here was the big message of my 3-day conference. Most of you don't know that there is unity, but there is a title of unity. But under that title, there is a UWH, Unity World Headquarters, and there's a UWM, Unity Worldwide Ministries. Each has its own board, each has its own offices, each has its own CEOs. It's been this way since I started taking classes out there 40 years ago. And I couldn't understand why. One organization is 10 miles down the road, and the other organization is on site on an over 100-acre, beautiful Unity farm, where this organization actually started in 1890. They're going to vote in November to, yes, but they can't call it merge because of lawyer terms. So they have to call it an acquisition. Now, if you were part of either organization and you heard acquisition, they're not going to acquire me. Well, they're not going to acquire me. Scary language. So everybody's, well, they're bringing it to a vote in November, and that is strictly it on this vote. It's not about how we're going to run this marriage, this new marriage. And I'm telling you, for 40 years, I've watched these two don't play well in the sandbox together. Okay? Yes, it's unity, but it's people. And when you have people, you have egos. Just get out there and be part of the picnic setup. And you're going to watch some egos come out, including mine. I got a big ego when there's a big event going on. Look at Kim. She's like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If she would just stay out of my way, we'd all be fine. It's true. Connie, you had to deal with me, you know. But I'm a CEO for a reason, as well as the minister. And so you all have to just forgive me and just give me grace, give me grace. But I want you to know this doesn't sound like anything important. But to me, this is what we're talking about in our world. We keep saying we're one, but yet we got two organizations going on here. We keep saying we're all one. We're all one. We're finally really going to practice it as an organization, a worldwide organization. That's enough business part. But there also was a breakout session on AI. Oh. But I'm all about, I don't ever want to say you can't teach this old dog a new trick. So I'm in there. I want to learn, right? And I'm telling you, it's a great tool. It's a great tool if you use it properly. So that was another big thing. So coming together in critical times to remember, listen to this. This was their tagline this year. We're better together. Aren't we here in this sanctuary better together? Absolutely. Why do we have an annual picnic? Why? I'm asking you, why do we have an annual church picnic? So we can have fun. We all come together. I asked this of my husband, Michael. He said, so we can have fried chicken. Guess where he is right now? Going to Kroger's, picking up the fried chicken for everybody. He went to Kroger's last night because he's like, are we sure they're gonna have the fried chicken? Right? We've had a year where, whoops, no fried chicken. So, what else? Why? Okay, let's just move. Why? To meet new people. I'm so excited there are some new people here for our picnic because that says somebody invited you. Yes, Joe? Food always brings people together. We found that to be true. We used to have maybe 10 or 20 people go down for coffee and a little snack, crackers, cookies, right? But now that people are volunteering and bringing some food, like actually food, there's 40 to 50 people down there on a Sunday. And you all, I'm telling you, I could just go on. You are not sitting in cliques anymore. Who knows what I'm talking about? I've gone to churches as a visitor, went downstairs, and nobody talked to me. Michael and I sat down at a table where there were 2 seats. Nobody talked to us at the table. They were busy in their own conversations. I'm watching you guys mingle. That's the B in DEIB. And this is the part where we can talk DEI, but if we're not practicing the belonging piece, then we're just doing blah, 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 blah. Yes, we honor diversity, we honor equanimity, and we are inclusive community. We say that in our affirmation. Do you know that? Yes. I'm on a roll. Look out. Oh, where was I going with this? Yes, this all that I'm talking about is the principle 1. The table is set. We are one family. Principle 1 is, and the part of it is, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. And that one presence expresses through each and every willing hand. Do you know, I went out there and counted the sign up for the picnic, volunteers. There's 25 people on that sign up sheet. 25 people. How many did you have yesterday for the setup? 5, 6? 5 people set all that up. When you go outside, 5 people. That's not enough. But I'm just telling you, those 5 dedicated, gave up their Saturday morning to set this up. Why? Again, I'm asking why? 25 people, and I'm so glad most of them are in here. Typically on a picnic Sunday, the church is more than half empty because they're all out there readying for everything, right? Preparing for all of this. And I'm so glad many of you are in here. So I'm calling out volunteers because we would be nothing without you. But here is my million-dollar question. Why do people volunteer at a church? There's no pay. There's no pay. Julia? You feel belonging. Oh, talking from a major volunteer, and I'm just going to give a shout out. When you go in the barn to get your food, make sure that when you walk in, look straight at that wall facing you and walk closer, and you're going to see what this faux painter is creating on the back wall of the inside of the barn. I can't help it, Julia. I'm singling you out. I'm sorry. Why else do you volunteer with no pay? It feels good to do service work and to help out others. I totally agree on that. Yes, Tracy? That's a big, big point. Because anytime, if you feel isolated in a community, what are you supposed to do? Get out, get involved in something so you can start meeting people. Somebody had their hand up here, and then somebody go ahead, Alicia, and then Gigi. Contributing to your community makes you feel like you belong. Oh, I feel called. Oh, was there somebody back there? Yes.
I do it to give back because I get so much from the church.
I want to give back because I get so much from this community that I want to give back. You know what I thought about? That there will be some churches that would say, I want to get in good graces with God. I'll get a better chance of going to heaven if I, donate of my time, right? There's actually a trombone player that's made this statement. He said, I will not ever take my trombone out of my case unless there's pay involved. Really think about that. He has a talent. He has a gift. But he's keeping it closed unless there's money involved. What would happen if that were the thinking of the mass population? Wow. Whoo, that really hit home for me. So, we're going to start into a meditation here. And we're not doing our thoughts or prayers, which is a typical song we do before meditation. And meditation usually preempts anything that I have to say. But today I decided I was going to talk to you about this. We're going to go into a meditation, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But typically we sing one of these 2 songs, Our Thoughts or Prayers, or Surely the Presence. But just take those words in. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Listen to what you're saying, because every thought is a prayer. Every that comes out of this mouth is an opportunity as to be a prayer. God's calling. Who? Somebody answer it. God's calling. Tell him we'll meet him out at the picnic. Tell her we'll meet her out at the picnic. Anyway, and surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can see God's mighty power and God's grace. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Do you affirm that to be true for yourself? Good. So we're going to go into meditation with a song that spoke. This is, I'm going to just tell you how this happened. I'm driving to Illinois, and of course, I rented a car, and the car doesn't have a CD player, and my car does, so all my music's no good. But I bought one of those, what do you call them, flash drives that Eddie Watkins was selling with his music on it. Now, I don't know, but it's got a USB thing in there for my car charger, so I pull that out, and I put the USB in there. It's only plays 2 songs. It just keeps looping 2 songs. And I'm like, am I doing something wrong or something wrong with this thing? I don't know, but I kept hearing this song over and over. The Garden. Isn't it? Well, we're going to play that for you right now. And we're going to see you I'm going to ask you to put everything down in your hands, in your laps. Meditation is your time. It's your time. There's nothing, not even you picnic people, there is nothing you need to do for the next 10 minutes. So let it go. Everything's fine out there in the barn. Everything's fine in your life. There's nothing you have to do until you walk out the door and you pick up your phone, and then you can deal with it again, right? So let's just take a breath in. And with the exhale, this is the relaxing part. The words to this song, take them in, because it's about you are the garden as we listen to these words.
There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true. A beautiful garden, that garden is you. Such a beautiful garden, that garden is you.
So I ask you to just stay with these words. There's such a beautiful garden where dreams come true. You can have everything that you're dreaming of. Such a beautiful garden. That garden is you. So I want you to just think about yourself as a garden. And what does a garden need? Think about how you are tending your garden, you, yourself. In this place of light and love, in this place of light and love, you can have what you're dreaming of. So right now, I continue to ask you to focus on what's working in your garden. What's gone right this morning? Instead of what's kind of boogered you up a little bit. What's gone right? You're here. Something went right. And what is it that you want to plant in your garden to produce more of? What kind of flowers or vegetables do you want to grow? And that's metaphysically, what is it truly that you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually want to grow more in your life? Some of you are going through major life changes, or what some people would call challenges or opportunities that you're facing. But every moment of every day is an opportunity to plant something beautiful. Recognize that you are perfect just the way you are. And now it's time to sow more of those seeds of that perfect light and love that you are, so that our world will be attracted to that beautiful garden and want to plant their own gardens individually. There is a garden where dreams come true. A beautiful garden. And that garden is you. Notice how you feel when you hear that. So as you notice how you feel, I want you to just take an easy breath in, bringing your awareness back to the space. If your eyes were closed, to gently open them. Wiggle your fingers a little bit and feel the pew or chair that's supporting you to bring you back to this space. Look at this beautiful garden around you. Look in the sanctuary at all these beautiful lights. And for some of you, that might mean turn your head a lot to turn around and see some more beautiful plants in this garden. This is your community. And there's a sense of belonging, or you wouldn't be back week after week after week. You're honored here. We see each other's light. I don't know about you, but many people think, aren't you tired after church? I'm flying. Now, I do crash about 3 o'clock because my energy's been going since 6 a.m. But being around this community energizes me. And there is no way that I can thank the people that give of their time and their talents to help this community flourish. I'm looking at so many of you that give so many hours. And she's not in this room, but Sandy Schill with our youth program came to me this morning, tears in her eyes, saying, no matter what, I'm going to hold this youth program together somehow. I don't have volunteers. They're dropping like flies. And because of situations in their families and other things, but she is determined that these kids have a place of belonging. I am so grateful. There's an affirmation that I came up with, and it says how I feel and what I see in this community. And part of this verse in that song, what was it? When there's a garden where dreams come true. Isn't it interesting? We're called Garden Park, right? And we have a garden, and we sit on 5 acres of a garden. And I had an 11-year dream of having a digital sign out on Cheviot Road. And 11 years later, that garden is producing, and we now have a digital sign out there that we're going to bless. Immediately, we're going to leave a little bit earlier here today. We're going to go right out, no chicken, until we give gratitude and blessings to the sign. Inside your bulletin is the blessing that I want us all to say out there. That's all it's going to be. Quick. Then you can go get your chicken. Okay? But I like this. We are one family. Let's say that. We are one family. One garden of God's love. Together we plant seeds of joy, peace, and abundance. I want to make sure that you read that last line because it's important what seeds you're sowing here. We plant seeds of joy, peace, and abundance. Abundance. And so it is. Namaste. That Christ light that we lit this morning in me truly sees and honors that Christ light in each and every single one of you. Namaste.